So, a bit of an update today on the slim nickel metal hydride pack. For this pack, we're going to want a on and off switch, isolator, we're going to want a fuse, and we're going to want probably a high voltage contactor as well, so that you can remotely turn it on and off. So the easiest way to get those is to cannibalise a battery end board. This is from an HCH1 Civic pack. Got a few of these kicking around in the garage. So everything you need is basically on there. The main on-off isolator comes on a nice mounting bracket, so that can probably go somewhere like that, so it's easily accessible. Then you have the 100 amp fuse and the main 100 amp, at least 100 amp rated contactor, which works off 12 volts. Now this is actually the pre-charge contactor as well. Probably don't need that for this setup, although I may do, depending on what configuration I find to go with, but it's easy enough to install, and you've still got the stock connector here for the HCH1. So anyway, it's all a question of positioning all these parts around, and from the board you obviously get a load of brackets, connectors, some nice little smoothing capacitor filter here, which can go on the main output as per the OEM setup. You've got the pre-charge resistor, so you've got everything you need basically to redesign this pack and make it the slim fit that you can see. Now I've accurately sized the bottom board, and you can see this one is sitting on the bottom board now. Got a top board here, so if we just plop this on, move this out of the way, so you get the gist of what it's going to look like. So there we have the super thin 50mm thick 24 stick pack, and you have the isolator sticking out here, maybe the connectors, maybe the connectors, Anderson connectors, or maybe underneath for those. Anyway, that's where we are with that. So assembling it, take the top off. Now these are self-adhesive, so these can be stuck to this bottom board to get the basic structure. Obviously once it's with the top layer on, it will form a sort of honeycomb. We're very strong. Also have some PVC solvent cement here, which melts this, semi-melts this plastic. So I'll rough up the sides of each of these stick containers, and then they can actually be bonded to each other that way, as well as to the board, top and bottom, so it would be even stronger. And you could, if you wanted to, just slap that all over the top and just bomb the lid on. You can still peel away and open it, but it'd be more difficult. It's probably best to make the lid semi-removable, so screws through. As far as mounting it to the top of the IPU goes, maybe that these get moved in slightly, and there are 3 mounting holes down the sides of the IPU, as you probably remember. Cover, these are the hex head ones, 8mm I think they are, so you could easily put some wooded spacer in there and bolt straight through all of that. And the same on this side, just push that in a bit, or have a dummy. Probably just as easy to have a dummy empty 40mm box at the end there to contain the rigidity, and just use 2 in the middle and go straight through that, so you keep the rigidity of the whole box. That's probably the best idea. So you can see this sort of basic ideas coming together now. And one of the other things you're going to need is you're going to need lots of bus bars. So if you imagine we've got all these ends here, and you need to connect them all together. And you can make bus bars or buy them. So what I was thinking, well, we've got the orange tap end board, and how can we get these bus bars out of here? So I'm trying to set fire to my house, because at the moment I've got an orange end board in the oven, and as soon as that starts to melt, I shall take it out and try the bus bars out with some thin nose pliers. So it's been in about 5 minutes, so it's starting to smell a bit like melting PVC. So we shall see if that's a successful way of getting these bus bars out, then clean them up. And the spacing is not too bad. If we look at the spacing here, it's not far out from where we want to be with the actual bus bars, so we may have to just move these apart, or just move the position of the cells. So the cells are at a slight angle, the sticks are at a slight angle in the pack, so they're sort of as far apart as they can be here, and then narrow at the other end. So anyway, it's an interesting way. I'll just get some bus bars out and see if that actually will work. And saves me making those. I'll just have to make a few extras and a few special ones, but as you see, we have some spare bus bar material from the switchboard, which we can probably repurpose. The switch was interesting, nice big isolator switch. It's got some very big screws. I actually had to use an impact driver on the on those to undo those. They were incredibly tight, but managed to do that without damaging it. So that's where we are. You get the idea. The prototype slim pack is not that far away, but I'm away in France for 10 days, as I mentioned, so it won't get finished before I go, but hopefully something will be done when I get back.